Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this game in the Tier 8 German Premium Heavy Tank, the Lowe. And here we are on a standard game on a map, the name of which I cannot remember for the life of me. Whoopsie! Oh well, you know the map is, it's not Fishing Bay, I can't remember. It's this one down here in the map. Come on, you know the one. Anyway, now, previously, I showed you a game in the Lowe in which it was an assault game on the Siegfried line, and I racked up 4.5k damage, 9k potential damage received, 4 kills, carried my team hard, and still lost. This was the game I played straight after it. And this is a rather different beast. Really is. So anyway, initially, I was thinking, why don't I go around to sort of J4, J5, around that corner. This map was redesigned comparatively recently, and there's been some rocks added so that you can't just get shot up by enemy tank destroyers parked in like J9, J0, that sort of area on that peninsula. You can't just get shot up by those tanks all day long if you go to that corner. So, you know, I think, well, let's go to the corner. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Ooh, shot on a tiger. Boom. I should say king tiger. Let my gun reload. I do like the gun on this. I mean, this machine, the Lowe, really is a gun with, you know, on tracks. It's the, oh, there we go. Our first kill. King tiger. Jolly good. The gun is very good. It does suffer from slightly low DPM, but it's got good alpha damage, excellent accuracy, very good penetration. It's a lovely gun to use. And the aiming time isn't brilliant, but I'll be honest, you don't really notice the terrible aiming time most of the time. You know, it's enough to get the job done. So we lose a couple of our tier 6s, and suddenly the north of this map is looking decidedly bereft of our tanks. You know, I'm looking around the B6 region, and that's making me a little bit nervous. But, you know, I'll deal with that problem as and when it develops. For now, we're going to keep going around here. And artillery is trying to draw our team's attention to that area, because, let's be honest, artillery doesn't want to die, and oh, we just lost a tiger, yay! But I'm planning to hunt this chap down. So, come on, I want to kill you in the face. No, Mr. IS, stop being a nuisance. I want to kill me a 110. And I hit him, set him on fire, but it looks like he has a premium fire extinguisher. He also puts a shot into me, because, well, he either has a premium fire extinguisher or the reflexes of a rattlesnake on crack. So, there was kill number 2, as we take out that 110. Tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. And we continue pushing around the corner. Now, someone is in our base. It's a light tank. Ugh, God. Basically, the north of the map is wide open. And it's at this point that I decide, well, I'm going to have to go back to base, aren't I? But I'm not exactly the fastest machine in the world, so we might as well press around this side of the mountain and then double back. That's the plan. So, ponder, and you can see this is not a fast machine, and the armour on it is not amazing. Oh dear. So there's a heavy tank sitting in our base, and there's 2 heavy tanks bearing down, 2 heavy tanks and a tank destroyer bearing down from the north on a poor, lonely medium. The flip side is we have successfully pushed through, well, we are successfully pushing through to their base. And I'm not the only one with the same idea of going back to our base and defending it. Now we're doing a good solid 25 kilometers an hour. Hellcat nails their KV-1S, which leaves 2 heavy tanks and a tank destroyer bearing down on our base. That we know of. Ooh. The Borsig appears to be defending their base because he just nailed one of our heavies. Their artillery nailed our AT-15, which makes me think their artillery... I was going to say I thought their artillery... At the time I thought their artillery was in sort of J4 and had been sneaky. But with hindsight, I don't actually think it was. I think that was possibly a misinterpretation from me at the time. Anyway, our T-32 really needs to get out of the way, because if he does, I can give him some support. But no, he's insistent upon being in the way. Fair enough. And it's difficult to be too harsh on him. He's trying to deal with this engagement. He doesn't necessarily know, he probably doesn't know that I'm behind him and able to offer some fire support. So we come around here, it's the enemy Lowe. Pop! We put some damage into him and take his track out at the same time, which is always fun to do. He's down on 14% health, and he's dead. Kill number 3. Now there are 3 tank destroyers and an artillery piece remaining. I know their base has a Borsig defending it. I don't know exactly where their artillery is, although I have a hunch, but as I say, with hindsight, I think my hunch was wrong. There's one of their tank destroyers. He's in a flat panzer, and I killed the flat panzer. Kill number 4. Nashorn nails our artillery, however. So we're only winning this 12-11. I want to find that Nashorn and I want to make him regret it. And I'm telling our T-32 to stop, because our T-32 is on 8% health. Nashorn is perfectly capable of nailing a T-32. Nashorn gets a very good gun, but that sneaky blighter has made it round to our base. So, turning around, heading back to base. Oh, the Borsig is up here too. Borsig kills our Hellcat. So, that Borsig that was defending their base has decided to go on the offensive. And so this engagement just became decidedly more tricky. And I decide to load some high explosive at this point, because both the Nashorn and the Borsig suffer from rubbish armour. And so a high explosive shell can really offend, and that is a terrible shot. Their artillery gets a big hit in on our T-32 and kills him. There's their Borsig. This is looking a little bit dodgy. I get a shot into their Nashorn for 413, and they're my 2 high explosive shells. And actually, since a patch or 2 ago, the Lowe now carries some more ammunition. So I might actually slightly change my ammo loadout and have a couple more high explosive shells. They have their uses. So we have a Nashorn that's on low health, and a Borsig on 70% health, and an artillery piece who has proven himself to be competent, versus me and an 8% T-32. This is looking a little bit dubious. But God bless the accuracy on this gun, there's 1 dead Nashorn and I'm on 5 kills. And our T-32 manages to nail the Borsig while I wasn't watching. Good job, that man. So that just leaves their artillery, who desperately tried to kill me, but I'm sorry I wasn't quite there. Booyah, sucks to be you. Now I have absolutely no idea how the T-32 finished off that Borsig, and certainly not in that sort of space of time. It makes me wonder if the Borsig tried to finish him off with a ram, which would have been a terrible idea because the Borsig is not heavy, not fast, and definitely not heavily armoured. So that gives the T-32 all the advantages. Now, I was going to go around the long way. Someone was saying attention to G0. Alright, fine. I was going to go around the long way here because I felt the artillery was down around the far side of this rock, especially when that shot landed. Now I thought maybe that's a complete blind shot, but that seems a bit unlikely. More likely, he spotted me and he's lobbed a shell in my direction. So I really thought he was at about J4 right now. And to be fair, that shot landing, I don't think that's a terrible inference. So we're trundling over here to try and find this little blighter. And the T-71's telling me to go cap, so it's like, oh fine, okay, whatever. And it turns out that I was actually wrong about their artillery. So it's a good thing I did head back, and did pay attention to our T-71 driver. But you can see, as I mentioned before, the Lowe is, you know, definitely not a fast machine. So I'm trundling my way back, and trundle is definitely the right word. You'll also notice I'm on 5 kills. If I can kill this artillery, I get a top gun, and I have the highest tier machine I've ever had a top gun in. At the moment, was tier 6. I've had some tier 6 top guns, I've never had a tier 7 top gun, and I've never had a tier 8 or 9 top gun. That's just the way it goes. It's harder to get top guns in the higher tier machines. And the reasons for that should be fairly obvious. I mean, firstly, higher tier machines tend to have higher health pools, and so it's harder to make as much of an impact on the game as you would in, say, like a tier 2 or 3 machine. But also, generally speaking, people at higher tiers have had a bit more experience with the game, so they tend to be a bit better. So the whole thing tends to be slightly more challenging. There's the artillery piece. I take some care with this shot. Get very lucky with my damage roll. Above average, one shot in for 360 and get my top gun. Bazinga. So that's now the highest tier tank I've ever had a top gun in. Huzzah! Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.